back in 1983, Stefan, when you arrived in Spirit, we have this extra challenge to develop that early turbo Honda engine. How was that? How the engine came to Spirit and how they lost the engine to Williams late in that year?
So, I mean, it came to Spirit because they ran the Honda when Honda came back into racing. Period was in '82, right? So they had one car with Rolt, a factory car, and then Spirit ran the other Honda. So
Formula
Spirit,
2 cars.
yeah, me and Terry Bootson shared the teammates in Spirit at that time, and then that progressed into the Formula One program. So the prep and the testing for it started, kind of in the late autumn, winter time, that end of '82. We did most of the testing in California, in fact, because Honda have a big base there in Torrance. So, and then after that, the Honda people in Japan chose me to be the driver. So that's kind of how it started. How they lost it was, I don't know the ins and outs. I think there were some political reasons behind it also, but obviously Williams came to them, and of course it was tough to say no to Williams for Honda for obvious reasons, because they were already a winning world championship winning team, and then the engine really sort of blossomed after that. We were like, the engine was let's say temperamental at best. I mean, but it had good power, but it was like
That would be my next question. How good was that engine?
Right.
How good was that car?
Well, the car was the F2 car. It was exactly the F2 chassis. It was exactly the same chassis as we raced in the F2 too. We went from a 300 horsepower F2 engine to 1,000 horsepower F1 engine, or maybe more in qualifying. I don't know, but so it was obviously a handful at best, and if you could look at the car, I mean, it had no aerodynamics whatsoever. It was just a big engine, but it was, the car was quick. I mean, we qualified it, generally speaking, top 10 almost every race we raced with it. It was just, obviously the reliability wasn't the best, but then again, everybody who came into F1 with the turbo engines had pretty much the same problems the first year they ran, so. But like always with Honda, even to this day, any single championship they get involved with, they're not very good in the beginning, but they're patient and they learn, and they basically end up dominating every single category they're in, which is exactly what they did in back in F1 then, and then when they came back again with the normally aspirated. So